Good morning, David. Thanks for having me. So I think we also have to remind that Yuli Edelstein was prisoner by the communists in the 80s and the 70s, even if I'm not wrong. And he used to be an Israeli hero many, many years ago. But 4 decades after, we are in a completely different game. In any case, as you said, Edelstein used to be Netanyahu's ally. And even now, I wouldn't call it as a personal fight against Netanyahu by Edelstein, but more as the quote that you brought, he's actually saying to the Likud members, listen, we cannot win with Netanyahu. Netanyahu is and was a great leader, but he has no path to victory, and that's why he has to be replaced. So he's not almost not challenging Netanyahu on personal level, although there's some critics, as you mentioned as well. Now, I think the main challenge for Edelstein is to show to the Likud members that he can win general elections if there will be as the chairman of the Likud. If Edelstein will bring to the voters polls that shows that he, as a leader of the Likud, with him as a leader of the Likud gets, 35, 40 seats in the Knesset, that might push his candidacy in the Likud and make him a real challenge Netanyahu. Another point, very important one, is a question whether other senior Likud members, like Nir Barkat, like Israel Katz, like Gilad Erdan, if all of them together will join Edelstein, not to cooperate with Edelstein, but all together challenge Netanyahu, repeating the point that Netanyahu can't win, that might bring the change in the Likud. Otherwise, if it's going to be Netanyahu with Edelstein only, probably Bibi will win once again.
Yeah, certainly. As you mentioned, we've heard those talking points by previous challengers of Netanyahu. We'll see a new political chapter certainly upon us here in the country. And on that note, we are seeing the new foreign minister, Lapid, now going to the U.S., seemingly meeting with all the top leadership, aside from the president himself here. Now, what do you make of what's to come this week, or the new presence of Lapid in the U.S., and how important it is?
So it's definitely important, David. The main topic, again, is Iran. And the question, will there be a new deal with Iran? And what will Israel and the U.S. do with a new deal or without it? So that's the main question Lapid is going to discuss with all the leaders, American leaders you mentioned before. I'm not sure that there are clear answers by the Americans to those questions. As far as I know, the Israelis, again, I think the Americans as well, they do not know what they're going to do if there will be no agreement, and it looks like there is no new agreement. Time is very, very short. That's for sure. Time is very, very short because we know the Iranians just enriching more and more uranium. That's one main topic. I think another aspect is Lapid building himself as an international leader, as a policymaker. And definitely meeting him, the pictures we will probably get from all the meetings, will definitely help him here in his public image
as he arrives
here in Israel.
With that backup title here, alternate prime minister, certainly something that I believe gets noticed by the dignitaries and leaders he's meeting internationally here. Ariel, Kahana, thanks for being with us on both topics.